Well, the national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, says he wants to end politics of bitterness in the country. But I'm wondering if that is enough justification for desiring to turn Kano state into a one-party state. Isn't this a threat to our democracy?
Well, that is true. If this happens, it could be a threat to democracy because there is no alternative opinion. However, Ganduje is wise by half, because what we learned through the media is that the president has directed him to go and reconcile with his boss. That does not necessarily mean that President Tinubu is asking Konkoso to join the APC. At least that is not on the cards. What is before us, we are only 7 months into this tenure of 4 years. I don't think anybody is talking about politics now. It is about the governance. However, Ganduje is wise by half in the sense that what he did was to ridicule Mr. President and make him look like a fool by going to announce to the public on television saying that he is inviting Konkoso to join the APC. And even if that is what the president told him to do, I think what he ought to do, he knows the best way to go about it, not by pronouncing it on the press. This now indicates that Ganduje never wanted to reconcile with Konkoso. Ganduje never wants Konkoso to join the APC. He's just fooling the president in order to scare Konkoso away, because that is not the best way to go about it, even if the president had asked him to do that.
And we do hear that nothing written has been received by the Yusuf camp or by Konkoso. But what do you make of this offer? Is it quite tempting?
How can it be tempting? It can't be tempting at all, because all that people were speculating was that the president has a say in the judgment of the Supreme Court. You know, Tope and Hawa, both of you know that there is no earthly reason, except the judiciary is compromised, for Abba's victory to be taken away from him. We had won our election square, and even in 2019, Abba Kabir Yusuf won Ganduje in that election. Everybody knows. That is why Ganduje's hatred for the Kano people, that is why he wanted to destroy Kano, because he felt that Kano people rejected him in 2019. Therefore, he will visit mayhem on them. There is nothing he didn't say that we should take over Kano by force. It doesn't matter who is killed. It doesn't matter who is maimed. It doesn't matter who is displaced. It is God's intervention that the Supreme Court, in an attempt to bring back its integrity and honor, they have given that judgment in a manner that everybody in Nigeria is satisfied. And the import of that judgment today in Nigeria is that it even uplifted the image of the country, because those who thought that they will take over Kano were of the opinion that if that happens, Nigeria wouldn't have been the same by now. Therefore, as far as we are concerned, we had won our election square, we had won our judgments, not based on not that we gave anybody anything or we persuaded anybody to do anything, but because that is the truth.
But I'm wondering, is this offer something that the NNPP could explore in future elections, especially to have a more nationalist outlook, if the offer is made through the right channels and not through the media?
Let me say again that you know that you saw Atiku visiting Konkoso before. Can you remember?
Yes, we can.
And Peter Obi also spoke with Konkoso, and you saw also Konkoso visiting the president. So we are not enemies, and no Nigerian should think that when you belong to different political camps, you are enemies. We as people in the NNPP will talk to anybody, will discuss with anybody, as far as that discussion or dialogue will lead to democratic dividends for the country, would lead to peace in Nigeria. We are prepared and we are open. But that does not mean that any party can swallow us now. What is before us now is pure governance.
What would this one-party state do to the democracy and the dynamics of Kano State, being that it is so very much of an outlier in terms of politics and the way governance is done?
In Kano, you can never have a one-party state. What actually I thought the president meant, go and reconcile with your boss, was that it was what exactly you have now opined, meaning that Kano is a volatile state and we can't have two gladiators fighting on the streets of Kano. It will impact badly on Kano, on Northwest, on northern Nigeria and Nigeria as a whole. That is why he is asking Ganduje that was Kwankwaso not your boss, and that I knew you in 1999. You were a deputy governor. There was a governor in that state. He is your leader. And definitely, Mr. President is wise to say that because he knows that how he runs Lagos. So Ganduje cannot be an irritant in the politics of Kano. Whatever he does, trying to get all the people of Kano killed or deny them dividends of democracy, that is what Tinubu or President Tinubu doesn't want to see. So reconciliation between Ganduje and Kwankwaso may augur well for the state because it will allow the governor do his work and let Ganduje be his national chairman in APC here. But he should not go and interfere in how the government of Kano is run, or by instigating people to do what is not correct.
But how open is reconciliation? How open is Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso to reconciling with Abdullahi Ganduje?
It is Abdullahi Ganduje that will reconcile with Kwankwaso because Kwankwaso never quarreled with him. Kwankwaso never fought with him. When he was governor, he has never asked him to do something because this is his suggestion. He allowed Ganduje to run that state as he deems fit, having anointed him without spending one kobo. He won elections 100% at that time in 2015. All the senators, all the House of Reps, all the House of Assembly, all the local government chairmen and councillors, including governorship. That was Kwankwaso's handwork. But after 4 years, the Kano people rejected his style, rejected his attempt to knock heads for people to fight because that's his trade his work in trade. So it is him that should go to Kwankwaso and kneel down and ask for forgiveness.
Now, Alhaji,
that does not mean that Kwankwaso...
It seems that at a time, based on what you've just said, it seems that at a time, Kano had actually been a one-party state because you just said that all the lawmakers, local council chairmen, from the same party, and it was the work of Rabiu Kwankwaso. So in other words, is it safe to say that Abdullahi Ganduje simply wants to take a leaf from Kwankwaso's book?
He can't. How can he? How can he? I'm not saying that we will join APC. No, that is not on the cards. What the president says is that go and reconcile and work for peace in Kano and development. And if the issue of realignment of politics is not done on the pages of newspaper or on television, no. But definitely before 2027, there would be alignments and realignments in the political system of this country. You have to wait, even if you want to align, to see how the governments perform at all levels, such that, and you know who are the gladiators that will really bring success to the coalition when it happens. If you don't do that, how can you just 7 months into governance, you say you are talking of one-party state? That is not possible, and we don't think it is on the cards.
And what do you make of the timing of this announcement by the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Ganduje?
No, that's why I say he was wise by half. He was pound foolish, kobo wise. What he wants to do is to hedge Kwankwaso, thinking that if Kwankwaso has been meeting the president, maybe they are talking about merger. So he doesn't want Kwankwaso to come. So that is what he's trying to do. Because with the way, you saw only that one in English. If you hear what he said in Hausa, you will pick race. Or Tinubu, if they explain to Tinubu what Ganduje has said in Hausa, when he said that whoever comes to this party, I am the grandfather, I am the father, I am the boss. So whoever is coming should leave his toga of being leader in another political party. Once you come here, I am your boss. Meaning that he is trying to hedge Kwankwaso, but also at the same time thinking that what the president had asked him to do, he is doing.